As we just heard there from Antony Blinken, he's walking a tightrope, telling Israel you have the right to defend yourself, but again, trying to plead for Israel to do more to protect civilians, where the death toll in Gaza is now over 9,000.
And that is kind of the perfect way to explain it, is this tightrope that the U.S. Secretary of State was walking during his visit here for several hours as he met with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli war cabinet, as well as the Israeli president. But the images that you were just showing there from this recent incident, as we try to figure out exactly what happened there, what caused all of this, but clearly painful images to witness, and really speaks to the tragedy that is unfolding there inside of Gaza, and U.S. officials trying to stress to Israel that those images are having a very consequential effect on the perception among many people around the world as to exactly how this situation is being handled by the Israeli military, and that is why U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken was trying to push for a pause in military operations that would allow for humanitarian aid and for a possible release of hostages, 241 hostages that are still inside of Gaza. But even before Antony Blinken had left Israel this afternoon, Benjamin Netanyahu was saying that he opposes any kind of ceasefire unless all of the hostages are released. So clearly Israeli military, Israeli political officials saying that there's no intention of slowing down, that their goal right now is to dismantle the Hamas military operation inside of Gaza.
And Ed, we are starting to see some people leave Gaza, not many, just a trickle really, foreign nationals mostly, as well as some injured Palestinians. But these are the first people to leave Gaza in over 3 weeks of war.
Right. The foreign ministry in Egypt had said that they were making plans and trying to process up to as many as 7,000 foreign nationals from Gaza, but that has been slowly developing, probably several hundred per day. There have been a daily line of ambulances there at the Rafah crossing. This is on the southern edge of Gaza that borders with Egypt, and that is really what we've seen. But clearly, the U.S. Secretary of State talking today about the need for much more humanitarian aid and speaking with Israeli officials today of ways to try to get concrete, in their words, concrete resolutions and concrete ideas that they could put into place and into practice to try to increase that humanitarian aid. U.S. officials stressing to the Israelis here today that being able to provide that is crucial at this moment. And that's and back to what you said originally, the U.S. officials stressing that the importance and the need for all of that, at the very same time saying that Israel has the right to defend itself. But as you mentioned right off the top, how it defends itself matters very much in this situation.
Yeah, exactly. Ed Lavendera, good to have you there for us in Tel Aviv. Thanks so much for your reporting.